What's going on, Avengers? In today's video, we're going to talk about the roadmap that the Square Enix Presents released today. That was a good little Marvel's Avengers portion in the Square Enix Presents. They showed Black Panther reveal, which was great. They showed a roadmap, even some footage of some of the things they're working on in the roadmap. I'll try to add that in the video here in a moment, like as the video goes on. But anyways, yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the roadmap. I wasn't expecting like all this stuff, and looking at some of this stuff, it kind of shows that they either already had it in plan or they're really answering the fans' request for game modes and stuff like that. But anyways, let's just get into it. I have not yet played Hawkeye, so all this stuff is like kind of new. I feel like something over there is a little spoilery, but I'm not really sure. But anyways, let's just get into it. So Operation Hawkeye, Future Imperfect. You get the story, the hero, next gen upgrade, the reassemble campaign replay. I'm very happy about that. I'm happy about the reassemble campaign replay because I like to play campaigns. You know, I like to replay video games, and there's a lot of good moments in that campaign. So yeah, I'm liking this. And the customizable harm room, I'm interested to see how far that goes, how many enemies and how big and how crazy it can get or whatever. But I feel like that is the beginning of something that we'll see later on down the line get enhanced in a way. We'll talk about it. Obviously, you see the red room. Anyways, let's go on. Okay, so springtime. Let's talk about that bottom section first, right here, and then we'll go over the top section. Okay, so through spring and summer, they make this very general. And remember, a roadmap is not like set in stone exactly. It's just more of a general idea. Or at least this is how I'm going to take it. Because I feel like, you know, where's Spider-Man? That's one thing that, like, a question. They got some stuff all the way out to summer. So, okay, where's Spider-Man? Okay, so moving on. Okay, so Omega level threat missions. That's like a big thing. This is like a big thing right here. To me, personally. Omega level threat missions, multiplayer mega hives. Ooh, post level 50 progression. That's going to be good. Outfits inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is good. Like, some of me is, I see a lot of fan stuff in here. I see a lot of stuff that fans have requested. And I just feel like, man, I don't know. Like, it's like, did they have these ideas to begin with? I hope so, you know? Anyways. And ongoing improvements, of course, balance tuning, gear and progression, collectible comic system. That's cool. Collectibles are cool. I feel like I've talked about this a little bit before, where you can like actually see the comics. Maybe, I don't know if they'll go as far as like show you pages and stuff, but like, you know, I just think it's cool. It adds on to the collectible comics and the stats, what they have or whatever. And then like matchmaking improvements, of course, which is heavily needed. I feel like. Okay. So this is the major thing. Multiplayer mega hives, omega level threats. I don't see cloning labs in there. You know, maybe that's added on to omega level threat missions probably. But yeah, so that's maybe summer, maybe past summer. Maybe we'll see it sooner than later. Like, you know, this is what I mean by it's like not exactly set in stone. Or at least this is not how I'm looking at it, but this is still a good rough draft, I would say, and stuff to look forward to. All right, so anyways, let's go on to the spring. All right, Tachyon Anomalies. This is one of those things that the fans like kind of asked for. I don't know if they had this already implanted, but this is one of the things the fans asked for, where it's like, can I play 4 Iron Mans? Or can I play 2 Captain Americas and 2 Hulks or what have you, you know? And that's cool. What this game mode will be and how far it will stretch out like into the game, every single mission, every single villain sector, I don't know exactly, but that's something intriguing to me. I feel like it shows some of this too. It shows 2 Hulks like slamming the ground. I'll try to add the video like I said. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty cool. That is like a good implementation of like maybe how the game, how many combinations and just like, this is a good thing. Yeah, I like this. I don't know exactly what idea I'm tracking with this, but it just shows like the variety of this, what this game could be. You know, it does seem like they locked off some stuff before this next generation update or what have you. Okay, so moving on to the Red Room Takeover. This is pretty cool. This kind of refers to the customizable harm rooms, I want to say, but it might be a different setup in a way. Just in case if you guys didn't know, the Red Room for Black Widow is like where she trained in the Soviet Union or like in Russia, and that's where like they did their super soldier stuff, you know, to like like secret ops and all this stuff. Basically, it's like a training ground, you know. And this might kind of like, I have a feeling that depending on how they do it, because it says with new themed harm room content, maybe this refers to like if you're fighting on top of the helicarrier, or you're fighting somewhere in a, you know, a named place that you're aware of, and it's not just like a blue room with like squares. Maybe it is a blue room with squares, but then it's like skinned over with like trees and it makes it look three-dimensional or something like that. You know what I mean? Like where it's just like, oh, this is a forest and this is inside of a lab, and you know, it's the Red Room Takeover. I don't know. And new hero outfits, which is cool. So it's just like more of an extension and update of some other type of smaller game mode, I would say. That Tachyon Anomaly, once I look at it and think about it, like that looks pretty cool. Tachyon mission scaled for power levels 1 to 100. Power levels, I don't know if that's referring to gear score or... Anyways, getting off track. Let's continue. Okay, now, so Summer and Beyond. The Cosmic Cube. Okay, that's Monica Rappaccini. I feel like this is something that has to do with Hawkeye, because in the footage that it shows in that little section is like Old Man Hawkeye. She's like footage in there. New Scientist Supreme villain sectors. Okay, so I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played Hawkeye, so I don't know if, like what's going on with the villain sectors there, or how is that implemented into the end game content. But anyways, confront the unchecked power of the Cosmic Cube. This will be good. If this is a part of Hawkeye's story, that means I could expect something more about the Cosmic Cube, or their iteration of like how the game's doing it in this version. You know what I mean? But anyway, so new villain sector, that's what I think that is. Like, that's kind of basic. You know, it's like, oh, let me just add as well. I really like the structure of this, what it looks like, the aesthetics of this like menu and stuff. Summer and Beyond, man. Like, we're looking at June, July, August is summertime and beyond. All right. For a new villain sector. Possibly any one of those things at the bottoms. Those could come in spring. That's very, very interesting. Okay, and then moving on to Wasteland Patrol. Another thing that the fans were raving about and wanting was like a patrol mode where you can kind of just like openly roam. You don't have an objective to singly go out. You can just kind of like free roam and actually just kind of chill, fight enemies. And that's great. New war zones and assignments within the Wasteland region. So you could expect respawning enemies like constantly. There might be like little events. If they go this direction and they expand the way you do missions, like this is good, you know, like I said again, though, this is a lot of stuff I've seen what the fans wanted. But I am liking this. I am just interested to see how, is it just going to be like one of these like, oh yeah, it's just that one open area, or you can only pick 3 biomes to just roam in and then that's all you're doing and nothing interesting happens? Like, is Abomination going to drop down, or are we going to fight a big robot, and is that like a timed where it recycles through, like, oh, in 5 minutes this huge exo robot will appear, you know, we're waiting on that one. Oh, while we wait, let's go like beat up bad guys and like loot are the box. Like, how is that going to work? I'm just curious on that, you know. Very interesting though, a thing that fans, you know, wanted again. That's cool. Like, I just feel like that's cool. The Tachyon Anomaly thing, just to like hit on that again, they show footage of that, so that like seems like it's in the works, obviously. Okay, and then further beyond, the big one, War for Wakanda. That's the expansion for Black Panther. We're gonna get Black Panther soon. The reveal was sick. It was slick. He looks awesome. It was so bright, and it looks so different than your AIM labs, which I loved. You know, like, I liked it. In the trailer, we hear Claw talking, which is cool. He's like teaming up with Monica, he says, where it's like, yo, you got the army, you know, full scale invasion. This might be a raid and all that kind of stuff. Let's read it out here. New hero, Black Panther, new hero outfits, obviously. They're always going to be adding new heroes. Marvel Cinematic Universe outfits. Okay. Power level cap increase. Okay. New villains, including Claw. So more than just Claw. New Claw faction enemies. Okay, that's interesting. I was a little concerned because he said you have the army, so it's like, oh, more robots. But then they put new Claw faction enemies. Maybe it's like a reskin of like Taskmaster enemies, you know, the like the bad devil dogs or whatever they are. It slips my mind at the moment. You get the new story, obviously, with it. New Wakanda jungle biome. So that's what looks interesting to me. That's like another addition, just like this one here, the Wastelands, and a new outpost. Okay, cool. And that's probably like the Wakanda like throne area or whatever it is for the war table and stuff. It gives me some relief to see the future content that is kind of set in stone. If you break some of this down, though, it's kind of just small things and little things, but made on, you know, hey, this is future content. But it is future content, you know what I mean? Like the Red Room Takeover, that is something that is interesting. Matter of fact, when I started looking up Red Room stuff, I was like, oh my God, I want to get into Black Widow lore. Jeez, I was like, I had to get out of it. So I couldn't even look that up. But that's what I like about this game, you know what I mean? But anyways, like the Red Room Takeover, that's more of a harm room kind of thing. You know what I mean? A new villain sector for the Cosmic Cube. That's just like another boss, but like, or not another boss, but the same boss, but in a higher grade of, you know, difficulty or whatever it is. And the Wasteland Patrol thing, that's a good addition. The way they implement that, that'll be curious, although it's still summer and beyond, you know? And of course, Black Panther, that just got me hyped, you know what I mean? But yeah, it just gives me a good relief that it's like, I can kind of see it now, instead of just kind of think in my head and speculate or whatever. Now it's like they give us all this information to discuss. We can break this down more and have that type of conversation instead of other conversations, you know, that kind of lead to nothingness or whatever about the game. But yeah, this is really good. And yeah, I'm really excited. That Black Panther trailer got me super hyped, guys. Yeah, I would say the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is the Tachyon Anomaly. I might sleep on it, but it might be a good time. But is all this additional content and features, the mega level threats. I always mention this. Multiplayer mega hives. You know, this is cool stuff. I'm curious about what this power levels 1 to 100 means. And the way that the Wasteland Patrol, if they can implement that in a very cool Destiny-esque way, I think, if I'm hitting the mark there, you know, it could be good. And this is the expansion. These are the types of growth that I want to see for the game. And yeah, guys, I guess that's going to be it. I think I've been rambling a little bit too long just for one picture. Well, there is a lot of stuff here. Anyways, guys, all right, I'm Machine Gun Mike. You guys have a good one. I'm out.